25 2/3 innings pitched this season. A win and 3 losses, an ERA of 2.81. The Elk River, Minnesota native has been sparkling for the Dogs this season. And in a big spot, he's arguably the guy they want on the bump more than anything else. Your umpires this evening: Drew Markley behind the plate, Gus Mounts at first, Brian Rose at third. On this Sunsplash Tuesday night, there will be fireworks post-game. Will there be fireworks during the game as well? Well, that remains to be seen. And without further introduction, here's the first one to Robbie Bolin. He swings and drives it in the air to center. Koski back into the left center field gap, makes the catch. 1 pitch, 1 out. Bolin retired, and here comes Connor Meadroff, younger brother of the Chicago White Sox product Chase Meadroff. Last year, .227 average in 36 games with the Kenosha Kingfish. Comes into tonight's game, .222, no homers, 11 RBIs, a Badlands big stick. First one to Connor, inside 1-0. Was fun bringing it up last night that I actually got to broadcast his brother Chase several times in the Cape League. During the summer of 2022, I was the voice of the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. He played on our neighbors next door, the Hawaii Red Sox. One from Stockman. Connor yanks it foul. Chase, right now one of the shining jewels of the Chicago White Sox rebuild. Average of .260 in 61 games, 2 homers, 10 RBI. He has been very good, and boy, do the White Sox as an organization need to hit on more players around him, and that's certainly a start. The 1-2, and Meadroff foul tips it off the glove of Licko, can't hang on. 1-2. One-two from Sam Stockman. Meadroff fouls another one back. He's been fooled by 2 breaking balls in a row. That slider Sam Stockman loves late in counts. Closest thing the Moondogs will have this season to a 4th of July game as they go to La Crosse from here. Another 1-2 from the lefty Stockman. And this time misses inside 2-2. Here's a 2-2 from Sam. It's hit over him, fielded nicely by Avalos, and he charges and fires in time for out number 2. Nice play by the Houston Cougars shortstop, possibly taking away an infield hit. With nobody on and 2 outs, here comes Jacob Dilley, who arguably had the best at-bats out of anybody on the Badlands Big Sticks yesterday. It was his debut in the Northwoods League, hit a triple. Swings and misses on the first one. Dilley, sophomore out of Boone, North Carolina, at UNC Greensboro. The 0-1, cut on and missed again, 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs from Sam Stockman, and he deals home, swing and a miss. Flicko applies the tag, and Sam spotless in the first. The big sticks go down in order through half an inning of play here on ESPN Plus. No score. Yesterday that tied the game in the bottom of the seventh, the UC Santa Barbara shortstop, redshirt sophomore out of Torrance, California, faces off against the best that Badlands has to offer. Ismael Quintero deals the first one high. Quintero, a Lancaster CA native, 25 and a third innings pitched, 3-0, 23 strikeouts, an ERA of 2.49. 1-0 from Ismael is fouled straight back, 1-1. Nunez takes a called strike, 1-2. Here's the 1-2 from Quintero. It's cut on and missed, and Sackett will throw down a first in time. Let's take a look at the Mankato starting lineup. After Corey Nunez, it will be Caleb Koski batting second in center field. A.J. Beltre batting third, playing third. Colin Jennings in the cleanup spot in right field. Flicko bats fifth and catches. Alonzo Reyes batting sixth in designated hitting. Anthony Avalos batting seventh and second. Tony Lira batting eighth at first. Sean Griggs batting ninth in left field. Quintero misses outside to the IU Bloomington product, Caleb Koski. Here's a 1-0. Nice pitch there by Quintero, 1-1. Koski, 338 average, no homers, 9 RBI, including one yesterday. Koski yesterday 2 for 4. Reached 3 times, including a hit by pitch, 1-2. One-two is taken in the dirt, 2-2. Here's a 2-2 from Quintero. Koski, a high pop right field side. Schlotterback will give it a look, but it's out of play. Here's a 2-2 from Quintero. Gets his signs, deals home. It's taken up high. 3-2. Quintero has been the jewel of the Badlands pitching department this season. 23 strikeouts to only 10 walks. He's seen Mankato twice. I'll walk you through how those outings have been after this 3-2. Koski, right center field, headed for the gap. Base hit. Koski digging for second. Nice play by Bolin to slide in the right center field gap to cut it off, but Caleb Koski, a one-out double in the bottom of the first. As I was saying, Robbie Bolins in center field made a nice play there. Who's on his left? Bo Schinkel. Who's on his right? Connor Massimini. Infield, third to first, Salk, Miller, Meadroth, Schlotterbeck, Sackett catching Quintero, and at the plate is A.J. Beltre for the Dogs. A.J. takes the first pitch strike. Yesterday, Beltre reached 4 out of 5 times. 2 hits, 2 walks. Quintero in a bit of a jam early on, the 0-1. Beltre to the left center field gap. A.J. drops it in for a hit. It goes off the wall. Rounding third is Koski. He'll score. Beltre in between second and third. Now goes back to second with an RBI double, and the Dogs strike first. RBI number 12 for A.J. Beltre. And this one breaks the ice for the Dogs. So Mankato gets to Quintero early. And still only 1 out. Here's Colin Jennings. Like I said, the Dogs have seen Quintero twice as he deals a first pitch strike to Colin Jennings. May 28th, he threw 2 innings against them of scoreless ball. The game Badlands ended up winning 11-6. That was here, and then over in Dickinson threw 5 1/3 of 3-run ball in a game that the Dogs ended up winning 7-4. Meanwhile, Jennings now behind 0-2. Here's the 0-2, taken up high, 1-2. One-two, high pop by Jennings and out of play. We stay 1-2. Here's the 1-2 again. Jennings keeps the at-bat alive, fouls it off. One-two once more. Jennings takes up high. 2-2 seem to slip out of the hand of Quintero. Quintero paying attention to Beltre off second. Now deals the 2-2 high. He's really distracted by A.J. Beltre, who did knock in the first Mankato run. Dogs fell behind 1-0 yesterday. Beltre, 75% success rate stealing this season, 3-1. Three-two again from Quintero. Jennings, high drive, left center field. Bolin back at the wall. It is caught up against the fence. Robbie Bolin, a great play, crashing into the wall in the left center field gap, and Beltre has to retreat. I thought, oh, it just died at the track. Here's Brandon Vlicko, drove in the game-winning run yesterday on a sacrifice fly in the 7th. Runner off a second Beltre, and Vlicko takes the first one up high. One 0. Vlicko right back to Quintero, and he underhand flips it over to first in time to retire the side, but the Dogs draw first blood off the RBI double by A.J. Beltre, and through one as Connor Massimini steps up to the plate. He has been awesome all season. Massimini takes the first one up high, 1-0. 321 average, 6 RBI, 6 home run, and 33 RBI. 1-0 to Connor. He cuts on and misses. 1-1. Massimini takes the breaking ball, 1-2. I mean, you look at the stats and where they stack up across the Northwoods League as Massimini cuts on and misses for strike 3. So he won't get to add to that collection yet. And Sam Stockman just retired the man who was tied for second in the league with 33 RBI. There's Jonas Salk. Not the guy that eradicated polio, although there might be a relation. Same name, same spelling. Salk takes the first one, breaking ball down at 73, 0-1. Salk went 0 for yesterday in his first game with Badlands, so doesn't have any stats yet. 1-1. The top of the RBI list, Mankato has seen 3 out of the 8. Excuse me, 4 out of the 8. 1-1. Salk cuts on and misses. They've seen the 2 guys at the top of the list. They saw both of them last week, Henry Allen in Minot and Manny Alberto in Thunder Bay. They've seen Massimini plenty, and they've also seen Jordan Bach of the Border Cats as well. 1-2, in on the hands of Salk, he fouls it off. The home run leader in the Northwoods League, he had 6 last week after he left Mankato. Henry Allen now has 9 home runs. He has passed Dominic Smaldino of the St. Cloud Rocks. Henry Allen of the Minot Hot Tots has 9 home runs through 35 games. Like, the Hot Tots have a genuine superstar on that roster. The 1-2. Misses up high, 2-2. Hit on the ground to third. Scooped by Beltre. The long throw, and AJ puts it right on the money. You know, when you come from the bloodlines that AJ Beltre does, when your dad's got 5 golden gloves at first base, or excuse me, at third base, things like that are just going to be in your genes. They're going to look all too easy. There's Bo Schinkel, Gonzaga Wildcat. Schinkel takes the first one up high from Sam Stockman. Schinkel had an RBI yesterday, no hits. Hits it on the ground to second, fielded by Avalos. The throw over to first in time, and Sam Stockman, another 1-2-3 inning tossed. Through 1.5, our score, 1-0 Mankato here on the North. Bottom of the second inning here on the worldwide leader. Mankato a 1-0 lead over Badlands. And Alonzo Reyes, the designated hitter, one of the 3 catchers that Mankato has rostered at the moment, steps on in. Reyes, .250 average. No homers, no RBI out of UC Irvine. Here against Ismael Quintero. The 0-1, taken outside 1-1. Here's the 1-1 to Reyes, takes a breaking ball low and in, 2-1. 2-1. Reyes hits it on the ground, foul, 2-2. Two, foul back again. Here's a 2-2, and Reyes takes low and away, 3-2. Three-two again, and Reyes, a high pop, foul territory. Salk trying to run it down, and it lands over the fence, foul. Three-two again. Reyes hits it on the ground to second. Meadroth, a routine pitch over to first, 1 down. Anthony Avalos moved down in the lineup a little bit. Houston Cougar second baseman pops the first one, foul out of play. Avalos, .297 average, 2 homers, 14 RBI. Has not recorded a hit since the early game of the June 29th doubleheader in Wilmer. 0-1 from Quintero. In on the hands of Avalos. He holds up 1-1. The 1-1. Breaking ball, catches the outside corner, 1-2. Good pitch there from Quintero. One, 2 on the way from Quintero, and it misses outside, 2-2. Good crowd on hand. I feel like I say that every night. But it is a solid crowd here in Mankato once more. The 2-2, swing and a foul tip, so that the bat stays alive. Two again from Quintero. Avalos spoils a good one. Keeps the account. See it back going. These two teams have seen each other a lot this season. Already the 9th matchup between these two ball clubs. And the last time that they will play, I believe, until early August.
Bro, tell me to move.
2-2. Avalos cuts on and misses for out number 2. Yes, early August, there's a 2-game set in Dickinson between the Big Sticks and Moondogs, August 4th and 5th. Yeah, Mankato has won. It was 3 more North Dakota trips. They still have not been to Bismarck yet. A lot of larks coming up in the second half for the Dogs. As Tony Lira takes first one away, 1-0. Lira, the Arizona Wildcat, down to 216 now. No homers, 9 RBI.
Gambling man. Taking my 80% that I'm running off the field.
1-0. There's a strike, 1-1.
He's got a 55% chance of getting on base.
1-1. Lira rips it foul, 1-2. One, 2 is in the dirt, 2-2. High pop, right field side, and will leave, so we stay 2-2.
Alright, bro.
2-2 again. Lira just gets the tip of the bat on it. You know, last night we saw 2 starting pitchers that both work very quickly. Has not been the case. Quintero takes a lot more time in between pitches. It really just takes the full allotment of the pitch clock. down to 14 seconds. Now deals at 13. Way up high. 3-2. This feels like the end. Perhaps I could be wrong. At least for the games that we've seen Mankato here, it feels like the deepest 1 through 9 that the Moondogs have put out all season. I mean, Lyra, for the most part, has been an early to middle of the order bat. He's had a rough go of it as of late. Takes ball 4 there, but to have Tony Lyra as your 8-hole hitter says a lot about the overall health of the Mankato lineup. And even more so, Sean Griggs being in your 9-hole is kind of crazy. Griggs at a sac fly yesterday. Takes the first offering from the lefty Quintero outside ball 1. Griggs, very under the radar, 262 average, 1 homer, 12 RBI, one of 2 active Moondogs to hit it out of ISG Field this summer. Lyra off of first. Griggs fouls it away 1-1. Not the fastest base runner Tony Lyra is, but he is deceptive. He has been able to bait pitchers into throwing the ball away, which is, it's kind of, I've never really seen what he has on display before. And with that being said, pause for a moment. What's going on? Meadroth was all the way down the right field line, but now he comes back in. Lefty-lefty. Griggs takes the breaking ball at the knees. 1-2.
Get out of here, Hagen.
1-2 again from Quintero, and Griggs, good take, 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Pitch home, and Griggs takes low, 3-2. As I say that, looks like we're going to get some action momentarily in the Badlands bullpen for Quintero. This is a big pitch. Don't want to walk the 8 and 9 hitters aboard, and he does just that. Back-to-back solid at-bats by Griggs and Lyra. And the lineup flips over, and we'll see if Zach Tapia comes out to talk to his pitcher. He will. Corey Nunez, just a generationally ridiculous walk-up song. Are you kidding me? If you're once by the Black Eyed Peas, what we interviewed him for post-game last night. He comes out in a 2007 Stanley Cup Final shirt, Ottawa and Anaheim, and I asked him, I said, hey, are you a hockey fan? And he's like, no, I just like thrifting. I'm like, this is a dude. Corey Nunez, the avid thrifter who comes up to My Humps by the Black Eyed Peas, has a chance to get Mankato a little bit more breathing room for their starting pitcher. Nunez takes the first one high, throw back to first, not in time. And that seemed to be a pure bait by the Moondogs. I'm not sure if they're looking double steal here with 2 out, but I don't hate the idea. 1-0 to the righty Nunez. Corey takes a strike at the letters. But no, I absolutely rock with the idea of the double steal here because that would likely score 2 on a base hit. 1-1 to Nunez, takes inside. Two balls and a strike. Quintero checks off second, deals. Nunez up the middle, and nicely played by the shortstop Miller to retire the side. Mankato gets 2 on with 2 out, but can't do anything with either base runner. We go to the third. Our score, 1-0 Moondogs on. The Kansas Jayhawk takes the first pitch, called strike 0-1. Oh, 1 to Gavin, takes outside, 1-1. Schlotterback, 267 average, 2 homers, 13 RBI. Now behind in the count, 1-2. Schlotterback, a two-way player, has also thrown 8 2/3 for the Big Sticks with an ERA of 1.04. Takes the 1-2 up high, 2-2. Sam Stockman has done Sam Stockman things through 2 innings. Does not go.
Go, Sam.
3-2 to Schlotterback, a high pop. Right center field, and making the catch, Anthony Avalos, 1 down. Here comes Shane Miller, recorded the last out of the game yesterday. First pitch called a strike. Oh, 1, cut on and missed, 0-2. Taken low. Here's the 1-2 to Miller. Shane, a high pop, left field side out. The last time, believe it or not, this season that Badlands comes here.
It's a holiday week. It's like moratorium week. Yeah. Yeah. Probably because there's no camps for the rest of the week. Tragic.
Yeah. Well, usually they were open too. Like there was no.
Here's the 1-2 on the ground to Avalos at second, and Anthony fields and fires in time.
Let's go, Sam.
Quick trip's not a bad choice.
Here's Connor Sackett, first time that we've seen Sackett this year. Sackett takes outside 1-0. Fairport, New York native out of Butler University. His first appearance in the Northwoods League this season.
I thought you were making some joke. Yeah!
1-1 to Sackett. Connor past the diving glove of Beltran to left field, and there's your first base runner allowed by Sam Stockman. So Connor Sackett, the Western New York native with a .349 average this spring for Butler, on with a 2-out single. And now a tough spot for Sam Stockman. You know what's really funny? First one called a strike. Robbie Bolin. Everyone's I'm sure he's not too pleased that he's being called as from the University of Kansas. No, he's committed to Kansas State. People from Kansas State do not like the University of Kansas. 0-2. Like, KU and Kansas State are bitter rivals. Like, he's probably coming back to the dugout and laughing about it. And considering that Robbie is from Topeka, he knows very well what the rivalry means, but he strikes out swinging to retire the top of the third. One man left on, one hit. First inning. Let's crack the double digits mark in RBIs. See how Quintero attacks him the second time through. First one misses a tad up high and away. Koski's average now up to .348. Very solid season for the Indiana Hoosier. 1-0, misses low, 2-0. Koski takes away 3-0. So how is Quintero going to attack Caleb Koski? So far, he just is not going to. Here's a 3-0. Koski takes 3-1. Just got to remember that by putting Caleb Koski on, you're inviting a very dangerous runner aboard. Now 3-2, there's your strategy. He just comes right at him with the heater. There was some action last inning in the Badlands bullpen. I don't see anybody going at the moment. So we'll see how Quintero navigates the second time through, and he begins by walking Caleb Koski. Dogs have put together a couple solid at-bats here through the bottom of the third. They've already worked 3 walks. And Quintero does not walk that many guys. And well, what did I say about there being action that had calmed down? Turns out it calmed down because there's a pitching change. Quintero goes 2 1/3. He leaves with a runner on first being his responsibility, and great asking. I will tell you in a moment. At UC Riverside, 36 1/3 innings pitched this spring. 29 strikeouts, 20 walks. Allowed 47 hits. 38 runs, 35 of them earned, good for an ERA of 8.67. What I'm looking for is distance. Mostly a excuse me, a 2 to 3 inning guy. Good for maybe 6 to 9 batters faced a game. Longest he went was on April 25th. He went 4 2/3 against Sacramento State. Not the first time he's opposed a team featuring Sam Stockman. Pitched against Utah on March 2nd. Well, the runner off of first, he will face A.J. Beltre. Beltre drove in Koski for the only run of the game. And he comes right at Beltre, 82 miles an hour on the outside corner for strike one. Righty. Torres deals home and throws another strike, 0-2. Out of San Bernardino, California. Check back to first from Torres. Apparently his favorite TV shows are The Simpsons, Hawaii Five-0, and I agree with him in the last one, Outer Banks. I remember working in the Expedition League summer of 2021 when Outer Banks first came out. It's the 0-2, and Beltre, wow, goes down on 3 pitches. So with one out, here comes Colin Jennings, but that summer we had to travel with the teams, which most broadcasters in the Northwoods do not nowadays, but it's a lot of bus rides to familiar places. This first one from Jennings popped in the air, foul. Our longest bus ride was to Dickinson, North Dakota. But on those bus rides from Fremont, Nebraska to Dickinson, what was the show of choice for myself, the coaching staff, the team? It was Outer Banks. Yeah, Pogue life. Torres checks back off of Koski at first. Koski has not stolen a base in a little bit, although he is one of the better base runners for the Mankato MoonDogs. 9 for 2 stealing. Oh, almost got caught with his hand in the cookie jar there. The 0-1, Jennings takes up high, 1-1. The last time we saw Koski steal was on June 24th against Minot. Jennings to right field, that is dropping fair for a base hit. Koski flying to third, Jennings in with a stand-up one-out double, and the Dogs are set up well with 2 on and 1 out. I tried to get a gauge on how hard that ball was hit. Apparently not as hard as I thought, and the same can be said for Connor Massimini. Wasn't sure necessarily how to play it. So here is the MSU Maverick Flicko. Drove in a run yesterday. Has driven in runs in 3 consecutive games. And a righty-righty matchup for him here against Torres. Whoa, first one up and in. Torres goes up to 90. That's the fastest we've seen him throw so far. Flicko, hearty hack, 1-1. Flicko takes up high, 2-1. Two balls and a strike, runners on second and third. One out. Mankato already has two home. 2-1, Flicko. This is 2-2. Excuse me, Mankato was 2 on, 1 home. Here in the bottom of the third inning. Anything works here. Just got to get the bat and the ball, or for Mankato, which has been a common strategy, just let the ball be thrown away from the catcher. Instead, it's caught for out number 2 as Meadroth fought the sun to track down that pop-up. That turns the page to Alonso Reyes. Righty-lefty matchup, Reyes takes the first one outside. Alonso Reyes grounded into a 4-3 last inning. Reyes to right base hit. Koski scores right behind him. Jennings, the throw is cut off. 2-run knock for Alonso Reyes. His first 2 runs batted in as a Mankato Moondog. It is 3-0 Dogs. The theme of the series, it's been 2-out thunder. Different figure, same story. And the lefty-righty matchup played right into Reyes' hands. Got a pitch over the heart of the plate, a cookie. And didn't try and do too much with it. And that's how the Mankato Moondogs grab a 3-0 lead. Anthony Avalos, first one he sees to the right center field gap, down for a base hit. Reyes going to third. Avalos will hold with a 2-out single, but the Dogs ain't done yet. Third hit of the inning. And now in the bottom of the third, Tony Lira, a chance to really make this interesting. Lira, first pitch inside corner, 0-1. There are few guys on this Mankato Moondog roster that are in bigger need of a huge hit than Tony Lira is right here. 0-1, runner goes, pitch cut on and missed. No throw to second. So Avalos takes the extra base. And now a base hit from Lira could score 2, although he is behind in the count 0-2. Stolen base number 18 on the season for Anthony. Reyes off of third, Avalos off of second. 0-2 to Tony Lira. Torres delivers home. Lira down the right field line, foul. Was towards my car. I just had to double check. Final stat line on Ismael Quintero. He goes 2 innings, allows 2 hits, 1 run. It was earned, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts. 2 already in for the Dogs on the 2-run single by Reyes. Torres, 0-2. Lira, swing and a miss to retire the side. However, 2 more runs cross home for the Mankato Moondogs. A 2-run single by Alonso Reyes was how we go to the 4th. 3-zip Moondogs. He finished on his ledger the single by Sackett last inning. The 0-1. Right at Nunez. One down. Jacob Dilley, one of 3 strikeout victims that Stockman has retired, looking for a different outcome here. Here's the first offering from Sam. Dilley fouls it straight back. So much of what contributed to Mankato's record this first half was not being able to convert these opportunities that have been presented. And tonight it hasn't been walks or wild pitches. It has been players coming up when they've been needing to. 0-1. One got a lot of spin on it. Stockman plays it perfectly. 2 down. But you have the ribby double by Beltre. And then with 2 out, Alonzo Reyes making a mark this season in this ball game. But with 2 down, out of anybody in this Big Sticks lineup that could really change the tune of this ball game, it would be this man right here, Connor Massimini. Massimini struck out swinging his first time up, takes the first offering, fastball 0-1. Massimini now down to 318, but still second in the league, tied for second with 33 RBI. Massimini has driven in a run in 4 straight games, in 7 of his last 8, and 8 of his last 10. Hit on the ground to third, fielded by Beltre. The throw is high. Lyra gets down, and I thought he got the bag in time. Gus Mounts says he does not. Take another look. Throw sailed a bit on Beltre. I thought Lyra got the foot. See, it's tough when you have 2 bags. That shot didn't give the best view of it, so it's an E5 that Massimini reaches on. Jonas Salk foul tips the first pitch he sees into the glove of Vlicko, 0-1. Check back off of first. Massimini back in time. The 0-1. This is outside, 1-1. Here's a 1-1. Swing and a miss on the breaking ball. 1-2. Salk went 0 for yesterday. The Portland Pilot looking to connect on his first hit of the season. Made plenty of good contact yesterday. Flew out to right 3 times. But now behind in the count, 1-2 to Sam Stockman, who deals home and hit. Ooh, this is a little bit high. Massimini off first. He reached on the E5. Stockman gets his signals from Vlicko. Deals home the 2-2. High fly ball, foul right field and out of play. Due up for Mankato, Griggs, Nunez, Koski in the bottom of the 4th. In a 3-0 ball game, Mankato looking to turn the tides on their season. Stockman's 2-2. It slips out of his hands. Vlicko was ready for it all the way. Payoff pitch incoming to Salk, looking to reach base for the first time as a Badlands big stick. The 3-2 is taken up high, so Salk does just that. Rare walk issued by Sam Stockman. And we'll see if Vlicko comes out to talk things over with his pitcher, and there will be a meeting on the mound as well. There's Bo Schinkel, and this is a big spot for Stockman to get out of unscathed. It's Connor Merton, the Moondog pitching coach, looking to help settle the waters. I gotta tell you, the question is really, should this inning still be going? I'm not sure if Tony Lira got his foot down in time. Maybe he did. But Schinkel, who went 0 for 4 yesterday, is already 0 for 1 today. Has 2 on and gets the first pitch a little bit inside 1-0. 2 quick outs recorded by Stockman before the E5 and then the walk. And the Gonzaga Bulldog Schinkel swings on the 1-0, hits it weakly to second. Avalos' only play is to first, and it's in time to retire the side. So Sam Stockman works himself out of the jam. No runs, no hits, 2 men left on through 3.5. And leading off is no longer the Alabama Crimson Tide Sean Griggs, but rather the Stetson Hatter Sean Griggs. Congratulations to Sean, committing to Stetson University. I was just double checking that it was Stetson University and not the University of Stetson. But 1-0 to Griggs, and the Stetson Hatter laces it into right field for a leadoff hit. Big turn from Griggs, but he's reached base twice in his first 2 plate appearances. And the Dogs might be set up with Corey Nunez striding to the plate. Here's Nunez, everybody's favorite thrift store junkie, possibly a hockey fan, but claims he isn't. Torres deals on the first one. It's up high, 1-0. Joshua Torres gets tagged for 2 runs in the bottom of the 3rd inning. We'll see how he responds in the bottom of the 4th with a runner on. Griggs, who is a threat to run, getting checked on. Sean, 3 and 1 on stolen base attempts this season. 1-0 to Nunez. Nunez takes all the way.
I was sitting over there earlier. That ball.
1-1. Low, 2-1. Two balls and a strike on Corey Nunez. Dogs up 3-0. There goes Griggs. Nunez, did he get a bit of wood on it? Yes, he did. 2-2. Here comes the 2-2 from Joshua Torres. Hit up the middle, could be two. There's one onto first, and it's bobbled by Schlotterbeck. Was a great individual effort by Connor Meadroth, but they could only turn one. Score the out 4 unassisted. Griggs out at second. Nunez replaces him at first. Here comes Mr. Bombastic himself. Caleb Koski takes the first offering for a strike. Oh, 1. In on Koski's hands. It's to right. That might be trouble. Oh, what a... He was just on his horse from the jump, over the shoulder, and then flips back to first for the inning-ending double play. What a play by the San Diego Torero, Connor Meadroth. One. There's a strike, 1-2. One, 2 to Schlotterbeck, who popped out his first time up. Stockman gets him to hit it on the ground to third, and Beltre boots it, then throws to first. Not in time. Lira, a nice play to avoid further damage. Likely an E5. Second error of the game for Beltre. Yes, it is being ruled an E5. Here's Shane Miller with one on and nobody out. Miller grounded into a 4-3 his first time up. Shows bunt, bunts it in the air, foul. Stockman's only allowed one hit, 4 base runners. 2 of them have come on errors. Mankato Fielding has had 7 errors to start the second half already. In the words of Aaron Boone, it's not what you want. 0-2 on Miller. Dogs need Stockman to help him get out of another quadrant. Can they do so? Can he do so? The 0-2. Blown away. Stockman has struck out 3 through 4 innings. Runner off of first, Schlotterbeck. Bit of a lead. 1-2. Ripped to right, but right at Colin Jennings for out number 1. Good contact from Miller, just hit it right to a Mankato MoonDog. Here's Connor Sackett. Sackett recorded the first base hit, the only base hit off of Stockman to this point. Sackett in the air, center field. Koski back, still going back. He makes the catch. Nice running grab by Caleb Koski, and going back to first is Schlotterbeck. Caleb Koski got a perfect jump. Made that look way easier than it actually was. There's Robbie Bolin with 2 out. And Sam Stockman 1 batter away from making sure that the leadoff error doesn't result in anything. Bolin 0 for 2, he's flown out and struck out. Fouls the first one away. Runner off of first, Schlotterback does have wheels. 0-1, Bolin. Fooled badly. 0-2 incoming to the Kansas State Wildcat, Robbie Bolin. Stockman deals home, swing and a miss. Bolin strikes out for the second time. Sam Stockman, another shutout inning for him. Through 4.5, our score, 3-0 Moondogs here on ESPN+.
There, check out the selection of Northwoods League headwear, apparel, and more for the sports fan in your life. All proceeds support the Northwoods League Foundation. Visit northwoodsleague.com. Your home for the Northwoods League.
Bottom of the 5th inning, our score, 3-0 Moondogs. On ESPN Plus, it will be Beltre, Jennings, Vlicko, 3, 4, and 5 for the Dogs. In the bottom of the 5th inning, against Joshua Torres. First one to AJ, fouls it away, 0-1. Beltre, an RBI double and a strikeout for the San Diego Torero. Oh, 0-1 to AJ. Torres gets his signs and deals. Beltre takes a low.
If you leave, is there any way I can get like a box of popcorn?
1-1 to AJ. Beltre couldn't hold up. And the count 1-2 on the Moondog, third baseman. Busy night across the Northwoods League here on July 2nd.
They got you, Griggs.
Get you those score updates momentarily. The 1-2, Beltre on his hands pops it foul. Here's what's gone final. Softball side of things, Mankato losing in walk-off fashion. 4-3 in the first of 2 between the Habaneros and Nightmares. Mankato seeming to get their revenge. Top 5 in Warner Park. Hobbs 11, Nightmares 3. 1-2, way up high, 2-2. We have one game in a delay. Top of the 6th inning, Chinooks up 2-0 over the Green Bay Rockers. That is in a weather delay for the moment. 2-2, Beltre, good take, 3-2.
Go win, AJ, I'm Dave.
Rockford 2-0 to start the second half. They beat Kenosha 6-5 in an early game today. 3-2, Beltre bounces it to short. Miller charges, fields, fires, not in time. AJ Beltre beats that out for an infield hit. And the leadoff runner on for the Moondogs yet again. Tough play for Miller to make, going right to left. But Beltre just too fast.
As long as I don't see it.
This one called strike, 0-1.
You should see my face. I sat in red gum on the bench. And I thought, oh, maybe if I rub it in dirt, it'll come out. It was brown.
Here's the 0-1 to Colin Jennings. Holds up on a breaking ball low, 1-1. Jennings 1 for 2 with a double.
Go, Colin!
Leadoff runner Beltre aboard. Mankato already 7 hits in this one, as that is over the glove of Schlotterback into right field, base hit. Beltre going to third, he'll get there easy. Dogs have runners on the corners with nobody out to start the bottom of the 5th. 2, 3, and 4 tonight for Mankato, has contributed for 4 hits already, and we're only in the bottom of the 5th. So Brandon Vlicko, if you're in the market for insurance, this is a big spot here. Vlicko 0 for 2. Looking to extend the streak where he's driven in runs in 3 consecutive games. So 1 of 2 Mankato Moondogs to hit 1 out of this ballpark this season. That should drive in Beltran. Bowen makes the catch in center. Tagging is AJ, he will score. Make it 4 consecutive games where Vlicko's driven in a run, and he drives in the 4th Mankato run of the evening. All you need to do there is get the ball in the air, and he did just that. But now, here comes the man with arguably the biggest hit of the game for the Mankato Moondogs. That's Alonzo Reyes. 2-run single for him in the bottom of the 3rd. And it was against Joshua Torres. Reyes takes the first one low. Torres is just missing some of his spots, and then he's being forced to throw something right down the heart. Mankato hasn't missed on that many of them. 2-0. Jennings off of first. He is a threat to run. 2-0 to Alonzo Reyes. Reyes takes breaking ball all the way. 2-1. 2-1 to Alonzo Reyes. Torres deals home righty-lefty. Reyes on the ground foul. 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runner off of first, 1 already in on the Vlicko sac fly. Reyes has already gotten Torres once today. The 2-2 is away, 3-2. Now the count runs full. Been a nice little chess match between Torres and Reyes with a runner. Jennings off of first. 3-2. Runner goes. Pitch cut on and missed. There is no throw. So Jennings swipes second, and Reyes down for the second out of the inning. And that will bring up Anthony Avalos. Avalos, 1 for 2 today. Here's the first one. Avalos to center, but right at Robbie Bolin, who makes the catch and retires the side. Dogs bring another one home on the Vlicko sac fly. We go to the 6th. 4-0 Moondogs here on ESPN+. Top of the 6th inning here in Mankato. 4-0 Moondogs on ESPN+, 2, 3, and 4. And again, Sam Stockman, 3rd time through the order. Connor Meadroff leads off. He's 0 for 2 today, and Meadroff takes the first one, strike 0-1. Here's the 0-1, taken outside. 1-1. To this point, Sam Stockman has thrown 71 pitches. This will be 72. 1-1 from Stockman. Inside, 2-1. Stockman, 1 hit, no runs, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts. Just another day in the office for Sam. Misses outside, 3-1. Mankato's bullpen has been wiped. Well, that's what happens when you have to play 4 games in 2 days. So we'll see how Stockman navigates the 6th. 3-2 to chase Connor Meadroff. I'm sure plenty of people have made the the mistake I just did. Wrong Torero, same family. 3-2 again from Stockman. Here it comes, and it's up high for ball 4. Leadoff walk to start the top of the 6th as Meadroth reaches. And this will be the biggest test that Sam Stockman has had to face. Jacob Dilley is 0 for 2 to this point. Strikeout and a ground out. First one to Dilley, laced down the left field line, foul. He was a little bit early on a couple of them yesterday, and it seems like that's carried over today. But that's certainly challenging when you're a hitter and you see something you really, really, really like. How do you time it up just to make sure it's not too early? Or at least that's my problem in MLB The Show. The 0-1. High pop. Right field side, foul ground, and the catch made by Lira, 1 down. So from nearly at least second and third and nobody out, what a one-pitch difference. Wow. But if you're Badlands, this is the man you want up in this spot. It's Connor Massimini. Massimini, one of the best hitters in the entire Northwoods League. He is 0 for 1 today. He has reached on an error as the first one low and away from Stockman. The 1-0, inside 2-0. Two balls, no strikes here. And make it 3-0 on Massimini. Stockman in danger of walking the second man of the inning for him. Count now 3-1. So this is curious. If he walks Massimini aboard, probably triggers a meeting on the mound. 3-1, 3-2. So Sam Stockman says, hey, not so fast. Don't count your chickens before they hatch. Was 3-0, now it's 3-2. Runner off of first is Meadroth as that's bounced to second. Avalos fields and fires. It's not in time. It was kind of chopped into no man's land. And now 2-on-1 out as Massimini reaches on an infield single. And here comes Danny Nealon. Could this be it for Sam Stockman, or will they just strategize how to get through this? This seems more like a get everybody on the same page than a pitching change. At least this is my opinion of it. And sure enough, I was right. Jonas Salk has not recorded a hit yet for the Big Sticks. Be a pretty significant time to do so. Salk 0 for 1 today with a walk, and Salk down the left field line. That's fair, and it will go to the wall. Meadroth is in. Massimini will hold it third, and Jonas Salk into the hit column and gets his big sticks on the scoreboard. It is 4-1. Hit number 1, run number 1, and run batted in number 1 for the Portland Pilots Salk. Here's Bo Schinkel with runners off of second and third. For Badlands, you don't necessarily need to get it all back in one gulp. But an RBI base hit from Schinkel would likely cut it to 1. Schinkel takes low, 1-0. So the first run surrendered by Stockman today. And now he's got to limit the damage. 1-0. Schinkel, it is caught on a line by Avalos. Boy, that was a pitch right in Schinkel's wheelhouse, and he made perfect contact with it. Unfortunately for him, it was hit right at the Mankato second baseman. Danny Nealon back out. This seems to be the end of Sam Stockman's night, so he goes 5 2/3. Only allows 1 for the time being. However, both runners on are his. Did not pitch this season. 6'1" freshman, making his first appearance this spring, and he is in to keep things from feeling grim. But I had to do it. Second and third, and 2 out. And it will be Gavin Schlotterback coming to the plate against Grimm. Stockman goes 5 2/3, 86 pitches, 3 hits, 1 run for the moment. It has earned 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. As it stands, he's in line for the win, but Mankato's bullpen is going to have to take him the rest of the way. Schlotterback, 0 for 1. He has reached on an E5. Massimini off of third, Salk off of second. The first one from Grimm is a high fly ball to right. Jennings ranges over, makes the catch. And how about Braden Grimm comes in and does his job in 1 pitch, and Mankato gets out of the jam, only surrendering a run. We go to the bottom of the 6th. 4-1 Dogs here on ESPN+.
Stay connected with America's premier summer collegiate softball and baseball leagues at northwoodsleague.com. Purchase tickets to a game near you. Gear up and support the Northwoods League Foundation with every purchase from our online store. Watch live coverage of your favorite team.
6th inning, 4-1, and David Lajovic now in for his first outing of the season for the Big Sticks. Lajovic out of Long Beach State. He's had a fun journey across summer ball. Was a Waterloo Buck for 12 1/3 innings last year at an ERA of 13.86. And the year prior was an Anchorage Buck. So Buck is in Pirate. Waterloo is a buck is in a deer. But Anchorage, that's summer. 20 2/3, an ERA of 4.79. At an ERA of 23.14 and 4 2/3 with Long Beach State last year. No collegiate stats this year for Lajovic, and he will deal to Tony Lira. First one from Lajovic, 0-1. Lira walked and struck out, he's 0 for 1. Lajovic out of Servite High School in Anaheim, California. Stands 6'3", throws from the right-hand side. 0-1, Lajovic low. 1-1. He's got the heat, 93 there from Lajovic. 1-1 outside, 2-1. Two one from Lajovic. There's a strike, 2-2. Two spikes the plate, 3-2. Here's a 3-2, and Lajovic is way off for ball 4. That brings up the Stetson Hatter, Sean Griggs. Griggs, 1 for 1. He's reached base twice. Lajovic inside, 1-0. Without even looking at his stats, and I'm going to go back and just double check this, just to make sure I'm not jumping to any conclusions. I don't think I am. Okay. 1-0. Hit on the ground to second. And oh, Meadroth had it for a moment, then threw it away. And both runners will move up.
Tony, you are not making it, baby. You are not making it.
You just got to bite that. Didn't field it cleanly. At worst, it's first and second. It's right, yeah. Tries to go spinorama, can't make the play, and now it's an E4. And you got runners off of second and third with nobody out. And Nunez takes the first one for a called strike. Nunez, 0 for 3 to this point. The 0-1. Nunez to right field. At it, Massaman, he makes the catch. Both runners will tag. And the throw is not in time as Lyra scores, so Mankato gets the run they gave up in the top of the 6th right back. A sac fly for Corey Nunez, and it's 5-1 Dogs. It's becoming quite apparent that Mankato's strength is sacrifice flies, which is not a bad strength to have, considering how much of a challenge it is for some people, Anthony Volpe, to get runners home in scoring position. Speaking of getting runners home in scoring position, there's your 6th run home for Mankato, as Caleb Koski grounds out to second, but drives in a run in the process. 6-1. So with 2 out and now nobody on, Both runners aboard for the E4 come across. And Lajovic, now a clean slate, deals the first one home low, 1-0.
90!
Pitch taken up high, 2-0. Beltre, 2 for 3 with an RBI double. Beltre belts it down the line, foul. Here's a 2-1. Up high, 3-1 to Beltre. High fly ball to right. Massimini back makes the catch to retire the side. However, 2 runs cross, and the Dogs go into the 7th up 6-1 here on ESPN Plus. Braden Grimm back out after coming in a bit of a pickle. He had 2 on and 2 out and gets a 1-pitch out. And the baseball gods reward him with a 5-run cushion. Shane Miller, Connor Sackett, and Robbie Bolin in to start the 7th. Miller 0 for 1, he's reached on an error. 1-1. Well, I feel like this is just the baseball purist in me talking, and you gotta also remember that so many of these kids are just, well, they're college kids. The 1-1, swing and a miss, 1-2, 91 from Grimm. But we've seen it happen both in Mankato's favor and to their detriment multiple times this season. That's 93 up and away. If you boot a ball or just don't have a single clean read on it, just eat it. It's better than the alternative, because that's away again, 3-2. (3-2) is hit on the ground to second. Avalos fires to his right, 1 down. Connor Sackett comes to the plate. Sackett 1 for 2. The Butler Bulldog. One and 0 to Sackett. By the way, our producer here, Emily Doyle, is a Blue Jay fan. I would just like to let her know that Aaron Judge has tied the game on a 2-run homer. It is 9-9. The Blue Jays once led this game 8-0. One and 2. One and 2 is low, 2-2. Two in the air to right, and it's down for a base hit. Nice night from Sackett. second hit. He's reached base all 3 times. And that will turn the lineup over. Here's Robbie Bolin. Bolin 0 for 3 tonight. Bolin on the ground, foul, 0-1. The 0-1 taken outside, 1-1. Here's the 1-1. Almost a crazy play by Grimm. He has no idea where it is. And that will be a single for Robbie Bolin. He almost tried to go between the legs. Oh, that would have been cool. He's got no idea where he thought he had the ball in his glove. But Connor Meadroth, with 2 on and 1 out, a chance to make it interesting again. Here's the first one to Meadroth. He takes up high, 1-0. Called a strike, the upper part of the plate. One, same spot, different call. 2-1. And the one way Badlands could get back into this game, you're going to need a big knock here. Can Meadroth provide it? He's 0 for 2 today. Well, the other way that Badlands can get right back in is the walks. Mankato has been better with them as of late. But now, Grimm 1 pitch away from walking the bases loaded, which he does. So here we go, down 5. Badlands has the bases loaded and 1 out. With the heart of their lineup coming to the plate. Jacob Dilley is 0 for 3. But is he due for a huge hit or what after the way he's been swinging the bat this series? I think we're in for what should be a very interesting at bat, as Dilley can either make this a game within striking distance or a 1-run game even. Dilley out of UNC Greensboro has the bases loaded. Sackett off of first, Bolin off of second, or excuse me, Sackett off of third, Bolin off of second, Meadroth off of first. 1-0 to Dilly. If you walk Dilly, the tying run comes to the plate, and Massimini, who is absolutely a threat to hit it out. The 1-0 is high, 2-0, and Grimm has lost the strike zone in a critical moment. There's a strike, 2-1. You trade it out for a run here, absolutely. You just can't have, you want to avoid a base hit, you want to avoid a wild pitch, and you want to avoid a walk. 2-1, 2-2, what a pitch by Grimm. Best case scenario, it's either a homer for Badlands. Best case scenario for Mankato, a strikeout, a pop-up, or a double play. 2-2. Straight back and foul to keep the inning alive. 92 from Grimm. This will be his 25th pitch incoming. Two-two. Swing and a miss. And a huge out number 2 recorded by Grimm. He was throwing heat that entire at bat and then dials it back. A 76-mile-per-hour curveball that Jacob Dilly could do nothing with. Connor Massimini. What a spot for him. Massimini, first one at the knees, 0-1. The 0-1 to Massimini, who has reached twice. High pop, right field, down the line. There's no play on it. And Grimm 1 strike away from getting out of this jam. It was bases loaded, 1 out. Can Grimm pull a Houdini act? Sackett off of third, Bolin off of second, Meadroth off of first. The 0-2 from Grimm, up high, 1-2. Mankato leads this thing 6-1, but one of the best baseball players in the entirety of the Northwoods League is looking to change that right here. The 1-2, he's jammed, a high pop, right center field. Avalos settles under it and makes the catch. Side retired. Braden Grimm works in and out of trouble. It's time to stretch in Mankato through 6.5. Our score 6-1, 7th inning. Mankato a 6-1 lead as Alonzo Reyes comes in. So 6, 7, and 8 due up against David Lajovic. .1-0 from Lajovic, misses in. I was going to say about Lajovic is his stuff is, for better or worse, very volatile. Gets a lot of strikeouts, also a lot of walks. 2-0 to Reyes. That get him on the foot? Yes, it did. Second time Reyes has reached. That brings up, excuse me, that is not Reyes, that is Jennings. Reyes is in the on-deck circle. Here's Brandon Vlicko. Vlicko, a sack fly in his last plate appearance. He's 0 for 2 with an RBI. There is a different feel to this Mankato team right now. At least a very different feel from the Mankato team we saw lose 2 straight to Minot last week. Baseball it's a game of psychology more than anything else. And a bunch of guys getting into the right mindset at the right time can completely change things. Vlicko, left center field gap. Bolin is back. It is off the wall on a bounce. Flying around third is Jennings. They're waving him home. Here's the throw from Miller, not in time. Brandon Vlicko, an RBI double. It is 7-1. What did I say about mindset? About that. Here is Alonso Reyes. 2-run single for him in the 4th inning. And now he's got a runner on second, nobody out. Lajovic deals the first one. It misses away, 1-0. For Vlicko, up to 11 RBI. 1-0 from Lajovic, misses high, 2-0. Two-0. 3-0.
Second baseman last year pitched for him. He was so bad.
Okay, not like that.
I thought that was fun.
3-0 from Lajovic.
Actually do it.
There's a strike 3-1.
When I sit down there and take pictures, I'm always listening. I'm probably listening more than I'm doing anything else.
3-1 to Reyes, and he fouls it off. The count will run full. Three balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out. Lajovic deals home righty-lefty. And it's inside ball 4. Reyes works a walk. Here's Avalos. 2 on, nobody out. We'll see if there's a pinch runner coming in. Yes, there is. Brian Viskovich into pinch run for Alonso Reyes. Viskovich, a fast runner and then some. And now a meeting on the mound after all of that. So Lajovic will exit, and there will be a pitching change after all. Take a quick break here. 7-1. Nathan McKissick. McKissick out of Tennessee Tech. Or excuse me, I got the, I saw purple and TNT. Is actually Trevecca Nazarene University. McKissick, his first appearance this season for Badlands. Here's Anthony Avalos, 2 for 4. First one from McKissick is wild. Two 0. Two 0 is called, nope, 3-0. Three 0 is called a strike, 3-1. Three 1 is taken inside, ball 4. So the base is loaded with nobody out. Tony Lira, once again, who needs a big hit more than him? Takes the first one outside, 1-0. 1-0 taken inside. Oh, strike one, 1-1. Hit on the ground to second. Tough play for Meadroth. He will field and fire in time, but a run crosses. RBI ground out for Lira. It is 8-1 Mankato. So here's Griggs. Fouls the first one off. 0-1. The 0-1. 1-1. The 1-1, Griggs. Fans on the fastball 1-2. So McKissick came in just a pretty thankless situation. Here's the 1-2. Inside 2-2. Two is taken outside 3-2. It's over the glove of Sackett. It's ball 4. Everyone will stay. And the base is loaded again. So here is Nunez. The base is loaded. 1 man out. Nunez takes the first offering inside 1-0. And that's going to bring home another one. Wild pitch brings home the 9th run of the game. So 9-1, second and third one out. There's a strike 2-1. There's a strike 3-1. Right on the corner to Nunez, 3-2. Corey 0 for 3 with a sac fly today. Caught on and missed, and McKissick records a punchy 3 for out number 2. And that will bring up Caleb Koski. Caleb Koski takes the first offering, strike 1. Here's the 0-1. 0-2. Grimm works out of a jam. Hallmark out of Midland Community College in Texas, an ERA of 6.86 in 19 2/3. Hallmark will face Salk, Schinkel, Schlotterback. First one taken inside 1-0. One and 0 to Salk. Cut on and missed. 1-1. Fouled it back. 1 and 2 to Salk, who is 1 for 3. One, two. Oh, it runs in on Salk and plunks him. Here comes Bo Schinkel. He's 0 for 3 today. Schinkel looking for a little bit of a boost out of this game. Schinkel takes a first pitch strike. Schinkel takes 2-0. This could be 2. Nunez will just go to first, and a nice play by Lira to get the out. Schlotterback, who is 0 for 2 today, he's reached on an error. First pitch to Gavin, fouls it back 0-1. The 0-1 to Schlotterback. Does he hold up? No, he does not. 0-2. Schlotterback, oh, misses inside, 1-2. Here's the 1-2 from Homar, cut on and missed. A big strikeout for Ogden for out number 2. Here comes Shane Miller. Miller 0 for 3. First one to Miller, takes low and away. One and 0. Two and 0. Two and 0 to the 8-hitter Miller. And that's a balk, so that will bring the runner Salk an extra 90 feet. 2-0, outside 3-0. Three and 0 to Shane Miller. It smells like fireworks. It is July 2nd. It officially smells like fireworks. We have fireworks going post-game, but I have very strong opinions on fireworks that I did not have until I owned a dog. You know, I mean, it is July 4th coming up, but I get it, but like, you don't need to be blowing things up for like a week before the holiday. And it goes for New Year's too. Like, have you ever seen like have you ever seen like the news helicopter footage over like LA on 4th of July, and it's just like a complete light show? Taken inside 1-0. That one is past the diving glove of Avalos. It will score one. An RBI single for Connor Sackett, the 9-hitter. And it is 9-2. Well, flips the lineup over for Robbie Bolin. Bolin, 1 for 4 with a single. Takes the first one from Hallmark outside 1-0. Fouls it back 1-1. The 1-1, 2-1. That one fouled back 2-2 to Robbie Bolin. Two misses low and away. 3-2. Is hit on the ground as short. Nunez will go to first, and the side is retired. Hallmark comes in, only gives up one. We go to the bottom of the...
The Honeybees have walked it off an 8.
A diving catch, my goodness!
Bottom of the 8th inning, 9-2 in favor of the Moondogs. Mankato has not swept a 2-game series at home all season. And in the bottom of the 8th inning, another new pitcher for Badlands. It will be Grant Wagner. Wagner, an ERA of 20 out of UNO, Fort Calhoun, Nebraska native. AJ Beltre, Colin Jennings, and Brandon Vlicko due up. One question. We got fireworks post-game. I mean, this is, if you want the inner workings of how things work in the booth, what are we doing with post-game interviews? Fireworks? Before the fireworks or after? Gotcha. Little behind the scenes here on how the sausage gets made for you on ESPN Plus. Wagner deals the first one up high to AJ Beltre, 1-0. Beltre, a high pop, probably over my head.
Well, yeah,
1-1. Strike 1 and 2. One, two is taken up high, 2-2. As Beltre, who has had a great game again, 2 for 4. Make it 3 for 5. Another big day for AJ. Here's Colin Jennings. Jennings, 2-hit day for him. Mankato, 10 hits. First one taken outside, 1-0. Throw back to first, not in time. Jennings fouls it away, 1-1.
Let's go.
Outside, 2-1. Two and 1 to Jennings inside, 3-1. Throw back to first, not in time. Jennings fouls it back. I keep on mentioning it just because, very selfishly, I want to call a home run. Mankato's hit 3 home runs in this ballpark all season. 2 players in the active roster have done it. Here's a 3-2. Jennings takes outside ball 4. Here's Brandon Flicko. He's had a great day. First one inside and high, 1-0. Flicko, 2 RBIs, sac fly, and an RBI double. It's called a strike, 1-1. Flicko inside, 1-1. And now Flicko plunked. Bases loaded, nobody out. And Brian Viskovich will come in for Alonzo Reyes. Wouldn't it be cool? Viskovich, no home runs this year, an average of 125, 3 RBI. First one called a strike. One and one. Viskovich. Oh, it plays a trick on the first baseman, Schlotterbeck, and everybody's safe. And the Dogs crack double digits. An E3? Oh, I don't know. That is such a cruel hop. I don't know about that. It's 10-2. Here's Anthony Avalos. Base is still loaded. Avalos has the power to hit a grand slam. First one called a strike. I mean, it's getting to the point where even if it's a garbage time homer in the top of the ninth, I would just love to call one. Avalos, a high fly ball to right, down the line, foul. Bases loaded with Moondogs. Jennings off of third, Flicko off of second, Viskovich off of first. 10-2. Ball one to Avalos. So barring anything crazy, Mankato will have their first home sweep of the season. The 1-2. Well, there's run number 11 as it gets away from Sackett. Jennings scores, everybody else moves up. And after a nail-biter last night, the Dogs can breathe easy. And the one moment you keep on looking back to was in the top of the sixth. That's where I keep on coming back to. It's a high pop, right field side. We'll see if Schlotterbeck has it. He does. Nice play by Schlotterbeck for out number one. But Braden Grimm came in with the bases loaded, or no, second and third, 2 out, with Mankato only up 6-1 at that point. No, they were up 4-1, excuse me there, 4-1. Grimm comes in and gets a fly out on one pitch, and since that point, it has been all Moondogs. There's a strike dealt to Tony Lira. 2 walks and an RBI today. The 0-1, 0-2. The 0-2, Lira. Oh, you hear that? The 0-2 up high to Lira, 1-2. Lira has pop. We haven't seen it much in Mankato yet. One-two. Tony fouls it off. Like, I'm trying to but this crowd of 1,225 has been treated to a treat of a performance from their Mankato Moondogs this evening. 1-2 to Lira. Swing and a miss. 2 down here in the 8th. Sean Griggs will come up with 2 on and 2 out. Griggs has pop. We've seen it here. Let's see if Griggs can bring the 2 in scoring position home. First one called a strike. One and one. One. Griggs takes inside 2-1. Two one up high, 3-1. Three one to Griggs. Griggs fouls it off. 3-2. Did Griggs hold? They say he did. And the base is loaded yet again. Mankato has not left a frame scoreless since the 4th inning tonight. Truly one of the more complete performances from the Moondogs offensively that we've seen, at least at home this season, from the Dogs. And here is Corey Nunez with a chance to put a cherry on top of the sundae. First pitch to Nunez, takes up high. It is impressive to see the level of discipline that the Moondog bats still have despite the lead that they currently possess. 1-0 to Corey. Right center field, base hit. Vlicko scores. Right behind him, Viskovich. It's a 2-run single for Corey Nunez. There's your cherry on top of the sundae. 13-2 Dogs. Three RBI tonight for Corey. And a complete team outing for the Mankato Moondogs. The 9th hitter they've sent to the plate this frame, Caleb Koski. 1 for 3. Takes outside. 4 spot for the Dogs over. Since the 3rd inning, Mankato has scored none in the 4th, 1 in the 5th, 2 in the 6th, 3 in the 7th, 4 in the 8th. I love things like that. Very aesthetically pleasing. 1-1. 1-2. One-two pitch incoming, and Koski takes even up by 11 runs. The at-bats tonight are still as good as they've been all season. The 2-2. Koski swings and misses, and the side is final. 13-2 Dogs here on ESPN Plus. Mankato 3 outs away from starting their second half 2-0 against a team that had their number in the first half. Dalton Hallmark back in to seal the deal. Very obviously a non-save situation. Connor Meadroth comes to the plate. Meadroth has reached base the last 2 times. 1-0. There's a strike, 1-1. It's been a tough go for Hallmark, but he definitely would love nothing more than a solid outing to build upon. 1-1 from Ogden. High fly ball in the air to right center. Jennings makes the catch, 1 down.
It wasn't me. I was batting.
Here's Jacob Dilly. Dilly, couple good looks, but he is 0 for 4 today. 2 strikeouts, a ground out, and a pop out.
Throw it. Here, throw it. Nico, throw it.
First offering, a called strike, 0-1. Oh, 1 fouled away, 0-2.
You ever play Call of Duty? Yeah. Zombies? It's like the mystery box. That's pretty good. Dude, I thought the food yesterday was like the best one. It was like chicken rice, like some kind of salad mix.
That was not, yes.
And
0-2 from Hallmark.
Oh, those were good.
Dilly takes.
Where the heck did 91 come from?
A kid got smoked.
The 1-2 in the air to center for a base hit. Looked to hang up there for a second. Thought that Avalos or Nunez might have had a jump on it, but alas, no can do. So with one man aboard, here comes Connor Massimini.
Shut up.
Massimini
I know I am. You have to keep
has reached base twice. He's 0 for 2. First one to Connor misses away. 1-0.
No. You are the bestest little boy. Oh, yeah, there you go. I know. Stupid frickin' idiot. Low key, probably just gonna get cut.
1-0. There's a strike. Oh, no. 2-0.
You said who and then me, so it's off. And you say me. English, like speaking is good. What? What?
Ever.
Yeah, good one, bro. You're hilarious.
3-0.
Yeah, good one, actually. Wow.
Go.
Gosh, can you still check?
Well, Foster, what do you think we say when you're pitching?
The 3-0 is a called strike 3-1.
It's kind of like me
This
hitting.
person I've ever met.
No, well, it's 'cause you can't hear yourself. Imagine that. Yeah, yeah.
You're right there. You're right at me, which is even more embarrassing, I guess.
3-1. Up the middle. What a play by. Oh! Avalos couldn't hang on. Nunez nearly set up what could have been the double play of a lifetime. And in a 13-2 game, all you have to do is just kind of laugh about it. But a diving play by Nunez, and he flipped it with the glove. It was just too far off.
Oh, wait. I must have woken up at 10 this one, right?
Some people are up at 6 in the morning.
Yep, not you.
Here's Salk, and he's plunked. Did someone just say rush the mound? Come on. Look, I have been a broadcaster in summer ball for 3 years. I've never seen anything close to that. I have seen drama between a player and a broadcaster. I was actually telling producer Emily Doyle about that. That's a story for a rainy day. Or maybe it's a story for 13-2 in the ninth. You know what's funny is I actually have a segue into that tonight. David Lajovic, who pitched for, I think this might just end the game instead. There's one, and not in time. A run scores, make it 13-3. So in the fielder's choice, Schenkel drives in a run, and it's just a field goal and a tutty away from a tie game for Badlands. Okay, here's the story. Lajovic came in, he pitches the sixth. Lajovic was an Anchorage Buck in 2023. Who was the voice of the Anchorage Bucks that summer? It was Drake Toll, the voice of the Party Animals and Banana Ball, my colleague from the Cape Cod Baseball League. And the man that I can't, somehow, some way, current member of the AA club in Baltimore, Enrique Bradfield, took offense to certain things that Drake had said over the years, was in his DMs during a playoff series. A lot happened that series. I still can't believe that was real life. Either way, in the 5th inning, I still remember this like it was yesterday, of a playoff game between the Harbor Hawks and the Katua Kettleers, notably in a stadium without lights, the Katua Kettleers, for 57 and stolen base attempts between the Cape and Vandy. Got thrown out by Pancho Ruiz on a strike him out, throw him out double play. It didn't end well. And I don't think this one's going to end well for the Badlands Big Sticks. Fitting, it's Nunez over to first in time, and the Mankato MoonDogs bring out the brooms at home for the first time this season. A 2-game sweep of the Badlands Big Sticks, your final 13-3. And just goes to show what 2 games can do to a season and the vibes of a clubhouse. Mankato now up to 17-21, 2-0 in the second half, 20-15 now for Badlands, 0-2 in the second half.